Hey everyone, this is Jo, also known as Reverend Joanna Bartlett, and I have not recorded a video in a very long time, so this is an update video to let you know what is going on with me and where I've been, why I've been so quiet, and what my plans are. And I don't actually know what I'm going to say in this video, so here goes. It's probably going to be kind of long-winded and windy, and I don't know, we'll see what happens. So I have, we're in a pandemic. Hey, 2020. It's end of November, November 30th right now. And yeah, we've been in a pandemic for a while. And pretty early on in the pandemic, several members of our family got sick with a bad upper respiratory viral infection. I don't know if it was COVID-19 or not because we weren't able to get tested, but it was pretty awful. And so we dealt with that, and then I've been having a really rough time with with two of my kids, but the youngest one especially was away from home for 4 months throughout the spring and summer, getting treatment that he needed, and that was really hard. And at that point, I just stopped working, and when he went into the hospital, I just stopped working, and I actually had a client contact me recently saying, "Oh, I see on your website that I could schedule an appointment, and I'd like to schedule a session with you." And I went, "Oh yeah, I am not working so much that I didn't even tell anyone. I haven't even updated my website. I haven't done anything. I just kind of went completely silent for a while." And then I've been doing some Instagram posts basically because that has been about all I can handle is taking some pictures and posting a caption. And so the update for me is, yeah, I'm not doing many of the things that I was doing before. I'm not seeing clients for either intuitive development or for grief recovery work or coaching or anything. I haven't been writing either, and I want to get back into that. But I haven't really been doing anything. I still have books available, and I have my courses that I have previously had up on Udemy are still up on Udemy, and you can take those. I have another course that I've been very, very, very slowly editing that still isn't done. That one day will get up there. It's a course I really like. It's about opening your intuitive senses, which is totally up my alley. It's stuff I love, intuition and all of that. And one day, it'll get up there. I have a book about intuition I want to write. I have essays I've been working on here and there, and a fiction book that I wrote as a memoir 5, 6 years ago, I think, at this point, that I'm revising as nonfiction, and it'll probably take me another 5 years at this rate. But yeah, I'm not seeing clients at all, and I'm just taking care of myself right now because this has been a really rough year. I know it's been a very hard year for a lot of people. For a variety of reasons, right? There's been so much loss this year, loss of normalcy, loss of what we're used to, loss of jobs, loss of health, loss of life. Many of us know someone who's died of COVID-19 or who's, um, died maybe because of, something related to it, or because they couldn't get care, or because, it's like my kids with their mental health struggles. Dear God, I hope, obviously that they're okay and they come through this. But they've been severely affected by living through a pandemic as teenagers. And I have to wonder how many other people there are who are suffering similarly. This is a hard time. So I have taken a bunch of steps back, I guess, and have just been focusing on my family, taking care of them, and really taking care of myself because that whole if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else because you're not there to take care of them. And I've taken that to heart. Early on, my counselor told me that I needed to make self-care my new religion and become like a born again self-carer essentially. And I really took that to heart. And I do a lot of self-care, taking time for myself, taking care of myself as much as I can while, running around taking care of everybody else around me as well. And it takes time and work, and I've been somewhat exhausted as well. So it's hard to focus, right? When you're grieving, when you're dealing with a lot of stress, it's hard to focus. My dad also died during all of this. My youngest kid came back from residential treatment in mid-August, and 4 days later, my dad died. He's in England, so he was in the hospital for several weeks, I think. I don't remember now. It all blurs, right? It's one of the things too, everything just kind of blurs together. And but he's in a hospital for several weeks, and so I couldn't go visit him because of the pandemic. And then he died, and I couldn't go for the funeral. My brother was able to go because he lives in London, and I have a sister in Australia, and we got to watch the live stream. I actually missed the live stream because I got the time wrong, got the time zone calculations wrong, and but I ended up getting to watch the video, and yeah, so that's been hard and interesting. I remain really grateful for the tools that I have, for the skills I've learned, the tools that I've learned over the course of the last several years, especially whether that's been, depth journaling or the grief recovery method, mindfulness and meditation. Those things, those are probably the primary things that I really have been leaning on for support. I know going through the grief recovery method, both for my son and for my dad and my stepmom and my, difficult relationships with them has been really helpful. And the work that I've done prior to my dad's death as well with the grief recovery method was really helpful. So that, I'm okay, essentially. I get grieving and I'm okay. And with mindfulness, that just keeps me going. Gosh, every day I lean on what I've learned about mindfulness, whether or not I'm meditating, because I'm not always meditating. I try every day. Meditate with one of my kids most nights, and but I still take that time for myself. Or I take those breaths for myself, or I have this plant near me in my office right now. It's a begonia and it keeps flowering. It really likes where it is. And even just like doing this video and looking at those flowers and going, oh, and letting that in, right? One of the things that I have learned is, or one of the things that's come up for me is a sense of almost rebellion or resistance, in the sense that I am going to rebel against this year and this pandemic by taking every moment of joy that I can. So if I see something beautiful, I let myself allow it in. If I have a connection with someone, I allow myself to be vulnerable enough to really connect and to be here, to live this life and to take every moment of pleasure that I can, because, I need it, right? I think we all need it. We all need to let in as much joy as we can right now. So I would encourage you to do that too. That's one of the things that's really been helpful for me, is letting in the joy and accepting it, right? Because sometimes we have these experiences and they might be good experiences, but we're almost like resisting the joy, resisting the happiness, the emotion. And so we don't really get to feel it. And that's a shame. And I've done a whole lot of that in my life. And probably I think I'm able to do that because I've stopped resisting the hard stuff. So when the anxiety comes up, I say, hey, anxiety, there you are. Have a seat. Plenty of room for you here. Or the fear or the whatever it is that I'm feeling, whatever strong and unpleasant, uncomfortable, difficult emotions I might feel, I go, okay, this is it. This is what's happening. Been doing a whole lot of radical acceptance this year. It is what it is. Resisting it is what creates the suffering. When you can go, yeah, it's what it is. I don't have to like it. I don't have to agree with it. I don't have to think it's okay. And by just simply accepting the reality, you go, okay, it's what I got to deal with. And it's not as hard. And as I'm recording this video, actually, I'm wondering, I wonder if by doing that, if by saying, yeah, I accept the hard stuff, like when I'm trying to fall asleep at night and my brain just starts churning and the worry and the blah, 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 I go, oh yeah, okay, I guess that's what I'm doing right now. And sometimes I'll even, when I find myself start to worry and be anxious, I will decide I'm going to have a little worry session right now, and I just let myself worry for a little while, and I let myself go to the catastrophe, which is what I tend to do, is catastrophic thinking. And then I imagine myself dealing with the catastrophe, and I go, okay, and I get on with my day rather than resisting it. And so I wonder if by allowing myself to feel whatever it is that I'm feeling, including the bad stuff, the hard stuff, I think that has increased my capacity to feel joy and my ability to just accept the joy and the happiness in those moments, without trying to hold on to it, right? Because when we experience something that's good, we want to like hold on to it. And we can't, because everything changes. It's the only constant. The only thing that's guaranteed is that there's going to be change. And this too will pass, whatever it is, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant. We like it or not. So why resist it? Let's just be. So that's what I've been up to, is just doing a lot of being and accepting and just being here. I don't have any plans to start seeing clients again, which I spent a decent amount of time feeling bad about, right? That I was like, well, I have these skills, I can do this. There's so many people needing it right now. And I know that I, to be completely honest, don't have the emotional capacity to hold that space for someone. I don't have the ability at the moment to do it in the way that it needs to be done. And I don't want to show up half-assed for people, because that's not good for anyone. So I've chosen just to not see clients until I have that, until or when or if I have that feeling within me, following my own intuition, right? That urge, that feeling within me that yes, the energy for this is good, it's clear, it's right. And to just follow, whatever joys I have in my life, whatever moves me. I've been doing a lot of knitting. I've been doing some gardening, and I have missed sharing with people. And so I do want to start doing more of that again. And it is probably going to look quite a bit different than it has been in the past, because it's not going to be around trying to get clients or readers or students or anything. It's just going to be me sharing me, which is hopefully going to be helpful for other people who are on similar journeys, who are going through similar things. So I think that's it. I think that's what I have to share. I'm going to be writing very slowly various books and articles. I'm going to be, again, very slowly working on an online course, maybe more if I get into it. I have a list of things I can do, my work a bit. I want to record audiobooks of the books that I have out. It's like kind of a bit of a dream, maybe a bit of a pipe dream at the moment. And hopefully I'll get to it at some point, in the next 2 years. I don't know when. But I'd love to do that. I'd love to record audiobooks of the books that I have out at the moment. And so, yeah, that's what I'll be sharing, is I'll just be sharing my journey and how I'm getting through things. And if that sounds interesting to you, please follow along. And if it doesn't, that's also totally okay. I hope you were looking after yourself right now. I hope that you are doing for you what feels good to you. If I can be helpful by providing resources or other folks who do the kinds of work that I've done in the past, whether that's mediumship or grief recovery, or it's kind of primarily what I have done, please let me know. I'm happy to refer you to other people that I like and know and trust, many of whom I've either taught myself or have worked with. Just let me know. So I will see you in the next video. I have no idea when that's going to be. Hopefully it will be sooner rather than later. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Okay? Love you. Bye.